the rebound this time, and it's 3-2. Also, Faber wasn't actually given an assist on this one stat-wise. Rossi got it for whatever reason, I guess just for being there. Kind of curious whether that stands. But Faber clearly puts it on net. The NHL says no to his rookie stats, but I got to continue to shout this guy out. He's just unreal as a rookie and was on the ice for both of these last two goals and would go on to log over 30 minutes of ice time. By the way, we did a full-length rookie review video, which you might be interested in.
Minnesota's jersey so dark it looks black. Like, why? I know it's green, but why? Why is it so dark that it makes me think that either there's something wrong with my camera or that Eek messed up his camera and made it black and white. Sorry.
Anyway, 30 minutes of ice time is half the game, and as a rookie, to defend the Bruins, that's insane pressure, and don't worry, the Bruins would give him some more high-pressure minutes as they tie it up before the period is out, as the Rat finds a morsel of cheese in a greasy mess, forcing extra time. Fortunately for the Wild, it was Krill night in the NHL, and that's the hero who would come to their aid as he flies down the wing in OT, finding Eriksson Ek, who gets open on the 2-on-1 for the one-timer, and that's game. Kaprizov, who's definitely been having an off year, scores his 10th as the Wild take it 4-3 in Beantown and are now 8-3 since making the coaching change. And just like the Oilers, at least until recently, they've gotten themselves back in the mix of things, just 4 points back of a wild card spot. And now that's Marc-Andre Fleury's career win number 549, which puts him just 2 shy of tying Patrick Waugh and 3 away from sole possession of second all-time behind Brodeur, something no one will probably ever reach. When do you think Fleury passes Waugh? Will he do it before December is done? Will it be in January? And where do you rank the Flower all-time? Let us know down below.
I'd say on the best goalies list, I would say Flower would be, well, we got, say, first would be Patrick Waugh, Martin Brodeur, Vasilevsky, Igor Shesterkin, and then Marc-Andre Fleury, number 5. If this was like 2012 or like if this was 2018, I probably would have said that Marc-Andre Fleury would have been either 3rd or 2nd in the best goalies because wow, he was good. He was like Vasilevsky. He was like Vasilevsky or Shesterkin good. But now, he's kind of gotten older.
10 goals in his last 6 games as Austin Matthews continues his goal-scoring streak against the Buffalo Sabres. And not a typical snipe from the Maple Leafs mustache. He's along the boards, turns back, and shoots at the same time and scores. Sliding a 5-hole on Levi. Just catches the goal.
This sounds either AI generated or he had someone else do it, but okay.
The off guard, and he ties things back up at once. And this wasn't all on Levi, even though he does look a little silly. When Matthews cuts back, he hides his shot in the turnback, so Levi can't even see him wind one up. Sneaky Matthews as he flashes his hockey IQ and beats Levi standing. And a lot of talk heading into this one about the Leafs' goaltending situation. Samsonov got the start in this one and hasn't looked great so far, letting in a...
Is the Zeke? I'm gonna just make it fast to see what happens. Just
goal on the 3rd shot of the game. But the Leafs have this guy in the AHL, Dennis Hildeby, and he's just been cooking down there. In 12 games with the Toronto Marlies, he's gone 7-3, posting a 1.92 goals against average and a 927 save percentage. That's the kind of goaltending the Leafs need right now. And it seems like only a matter of time until he comes for a crack while Wall is out. And as we're recording, Buffalo scored their second into an empty net, and Samsonov was nowhere near close to saving it. And then just now they're third as the Sabres get a turnover, and Skinner beats him clean. 3 goals on 12 shots for Buffalo so far, and it's now 3-2. Yikes. Martin Jones has looked good in net. Wall looks great, but Samsonov just can't figure out this Leafs net. Do you have any faith left in Samsonov, or would you rather see how Hildeby would do? Let us know in the comments down below.
What was that? Who was that, more importantly? What the heck? Eek, are you having people do you? I see Wayne Gretzky in my...
What a weird goal we have here in Philadelphia last night. Started behind the Predators.
Now why is it so slow? Like...
Net, Bobby Brink backhands the pass the other way towards Morgan Frost. But the puck kind of gets intercepted. It takes a weird bounce off the stick of Alex Carrier, where it pops up and kind of off the boot of Morgan Frost.
Did I click on the right channel? Like, Eek, are you okay? Like, are you having someone else join my channel?
Austin into the air. The puck popped up high in the air, and the Predator just caught looking around. Where's it going to land? Where's it going to land? And there it is. Right down the back of Jussi Saros and into the net. Just pops up in the air and just right down the goalie's back. You can't make this up. NHL scriptwriters, you can't make it up. And no, that's not a kicking motion. That's a good goal. That would make it 1-0 for the Flyers. It would take us to the second if we get more scoring. Cole Smith scores a nice one coming down the wing. A little move, and then he just rips it while they're shorthanded there. And now it's 1-1 tied up. Then after the faceoff, there's a mess around Frost until a Predator pokes it through his legs, but it's right to the stick of Couturier. He dances around their goalie to retake the lead for the Flyers 2-1. Then Tomasino says, I can do what you can do better than you. As Natural breaks in, Novak hits him with the pass, and he dances around Earson and puts the backhand away, and we're tied up 2-2. Tomasino wasn't done there, as he would end up scoring the game winner with just under 5 to go in the third. He receives the pass in the slot, rips the top shelf where Mama keeps the cookies, and it's 3-2. Predators were going to add an empty netter, and the final score would be 4-2. But was this one of the weirdest goals ever? Behind the net, off the boot, up in the air, and off the goalie's back and in. And how about these Flyers? They're currently third in the East, but a lot of analysts don't really have them as true contenders or making any noise in the playoffs. But what do you think? Do you think they can make some noise? Let us know down below. And if you're wondering whose voice this finally is, it's Brandon. I'm finally here. I think I have a mic set up. Let me know down below. If I'm total trash, let me know. I'll try to... We'll figure it out together. Until next.
Oh, finally! We found out who it is. Brandon, whoever he is.
You know, these big superstar NHL players, they're media trained from the time they hit Bantam hockey, and every small town Canadian newspaper wants to talk to them. So it's not often that you see one left speechless by a question, but that's what happened with Connor McDavid.
And some of the comparisons that he's had to Wayne Gretzky, having won the Hart Trophy, and also...
McDavid is asked about Jack Hughes and some of the comparisons he's had to Wayne Gretzky. And I mean, he even tries to hide it, but like the visible recoil he has on his face is just hilarious. And he goes on to mention about how all the Hughes boys are doing great, but it's just a really funny moment for McDavid. Now, this question wasn't asked out of nowhere. Wayne Gretzky actually said himself that Jack Hughes reminds me a lot of me, which is obviously high praise. And it's okay if Wayne says that, but hockey has got to be one of the few sports where, like, the GOAT is just on such a different level. I mean, besides, like, Lemieux, I guess. I don't know. I really like Jack Hughes. Obviously, he's not Wayne Gretzky. I don't know if he's got the magic assists, and certainly not, like, the offensive awareness. Although, to be fair, he has had some beautiful assists, but he's also just a fun skater to watch. And the Devils having him on that 8-year deal for $8 million was a massive risk, but in a few years, it may very well be the best contract in the NHL. Just my basic thoughts, though. Really funny clip. Let me know yours down below.
Oh.
Plays the rebound for Bedard down low. Bedard on Styles scores! Well, it happened. Connor Bedard, less than halfway into his first NHL season, just scored a Michigan against the St. Louis Blues. You know, this goal gets so much hate, and these types of shots get so much hate, but I think it's been proven that with the level of skill in the NHL, this is a legitimate tactic. Bedard gets the puck behind the net. The defense pretty much have the slot fully covered, so, hey, he hits the Michigan, and I gotta say it, this is...
I bet this was filmed before the Trevor Zegras goal. Man,
the NHL because this goal will be
They're
everywhere,
burning
as
up
with
the
most
league.
of what Bedard does. I gotta say, I expected Bedard to have a good year, but he is blowing away my expectations, especially when you consider just how bad the situation is in Chicago. Bedard has 12 more points than the second highest scorer on the team. He's nearly a point a game a player right now, and I mean, it's not good. Corey Perry is still 8th on team scoring. When that whole thing happened, he was 2nd. I really just think we can't overlook what this kid is doing. Now, I think we're also at the point where Michigan is something that players can pull off almost at will, but to have the balls to do it, you'd love to see it. Like I said, though, in the intro, I think we're at the point where this isn't some stunt play. Like, this is a legitimate option if you have the skill and you're behind the net. Anyway, the post on the NHL Twitter account already has like 10,000 likes in 10 minutes, so a lot of eyes will be on this. Great. I'm also thinking about the hilarious hockey creator Ollie Postonen. He basically does videos where he pretends to be like a 13-year-old house leaguer. It's really funny. I'm going to play one of them very briefly, but that's all for today. See you soon.
He has his first penalty shot, but he doesn't want to take it. Wants to hit Michigan.
What the heck?
The World Juniors is well underway, and no surprise, my most anticipated game today was Canada versus Finland. Now, you may notice by my voice, yes, I am quite sick, but this is also my favorite time of year, so I have to come through. After being hosted by my hometown Halifax last year, the games are taking place in Gothenburg, Sweden. Canadian fans, though, are traveling well. They were definitely making the majority of the noise in today's game against Finland, and this is an interesting matchup. Finland is seen as having a weaker lineup than in previous years, with Canada also being forced to basically tear it down. They have one returning player from last year's gold medal team, that's Owen Beck. Otherwise, unless you really closely follow the scouting or junior hockey, there's probably at least a few names you haven't heard of before. In my last Mooseheads video, I talked about how 4 players were selected to go to camp, and I anticipated that Mathis Rousseau would be Canada's starting goaltender. Well, he was, and we'll talk about that in a second, but Jake Furlong and Jordan Dumais also made the team. Dumais got lots of playing time today. I thought he looked great. He even had a breakaway, but didn't manage to score. One of the big question marks for any of these international tournaments, especially when dealing with young players, is how the international ice will affect things. For those who don't know, international ice is bigger. It's about 15 feet wider. I definitely noticed a difference in how the power plays were running, and also forwards forechecking a lone D-man going to retrieve a puck could really put even more pressure on if they were fast forward skaters. As someone obviously cheering for Canada, what I worry about is players putting themselves out of position trying to make big hits. Anyway, as for the game itself, on TSN they talked about how it was a pretty even affair. I don't really agree. I thought Canada was quite sloppy, especially on defense, but were overall dominating play. Mathis Rousseau, I thought, might get player of the game. Canada gave up a few bad rushes